Hey. Oh, bugger. Hello, everybody. I'm just checking to see if things are working. So sorry, I'm a smidge late. What's going on here? Let me just reconnect my camera because apparently it's having a little bit of a moment. Bear with me. Here we go. I'm pretty sure we are on. Hopefully other settings have saved. If you're here and you're coming through Facebook, strongly recommend that you do head over to YouTube. YouTube link should be there. Reason being is we will be, you'll be able to put it in full HD. So I do recommend that. If anybody's watching right now, could you just pop a message down? Just let me know that you can see things. I can't see if it's going. There's going to be some teething issues today, so do bear with me. I'm just waiting to hear any feedback. Anybody? Do I need to reload it? I am having audio issues as well, so I need someone to tell me. Oh, hey Jess. Okay, I can see ears. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Anushka. How's the volume, please? Before I get started, I've got 5 viewers on in the minute. I'm hoping we'll have some more people very soon. You can see ears. Amazing. 9 viewers. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to check that the focusing looks good. I'm just going to wait for you all to pop in. I knew this would start. So it's going to go blurry for a few seconds, just whilst I change the focusing. It's going to put it on autofocus, and we don't want auto until I get nice and sharp. Let me just check that now. Lovely. I can only see ears volume is good. Oh, hey Bex. No, that's fine. You're only supposed to see the ears. It's where we're going to start. I'm just going to give it a few minutes. So if you've got like a cup of tea or anything, or a biscuit that you want to eat, do that now. We'll probably start around about 8:15. But yeah, if you are coming to draw, do pop over to YouTube. YouTube is going to be the better place for you guys to do the drawing, as you can put it in 1080p. Otherwise, if you're just watching, stick around on Facebook or either. I can't see the video on YouTube. Okay, let me just go double check what's going on. Thank you. YouTube. It should be up, but I'll double check it now. One is watching on YouTube. No, it's working for me. Can you reload it? I've got Jess over on YouTube. It's working. So yeah, if you've come to draw, do pop over to YouTube. I will just send the link to Jess or drop it onto the Facebook Live. I'm going to start drawing around about 8:15. Oh, Jess has already put that in. Thanks, Jess. Do pop onto YouTube if you're going to draw with me today. Thanks, Jess. So hi everyone. Thank you for joining. There's 10 of you, which is amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. So I'm going to be able to move this stream around. You can see I can move it around. I'm going to stick around on this left ear to start off with. My drawing's quite, it's quite large. So it gives you guys a chance to learn the skill. If you've drawn a little bit smaller, that's absolutely fine. If you don't have the exact materials, don't worry about it. It's only the first one. See how you feel, see how you get on. This will probably stretch over 2 or 3 videos. I won't hang around doing lots and lots of detail. I want to show you that you don't need to put in a huge amount of major effort, if you like. I've dropped 2 viewers. I'm hoping some have just popped over to YouTube instead. Or may have, I'll just drop it onto the live. So we'll start drawing in approximately 3 or 4 minutes. Where is the happening now? There it is. 53 guests. Come on, guys, where are you? Problem is, Ant and Dec Saturday Night Takeaway, so everyone's probably watching that. I say this is recorded, so if you do drop the stream, don't worry about it. 4 on YouTube, fab. Okay, I'm going to close off the YouTube link for myself because I only need to see you guys through Streamlabs. So I'll go through the materials that I've got in my hands very, very quickly. I've got a 2H, 2B and 4B size pencil. Doesn't matter what brand you're using. I've used the Mars Staedtler Lumograph. These are my favourites. These are the ones I'll be using. I've also got my trusted mono eraser. If you've not got a mono eraser, do not worry. You can pick that up for next time, but you can use just a sharp side of your rubber. I've also got my putty eraser. And I've also got blending stumps 1 and 2. Again, if you don't have your blending stumps, you can use your fingers or your hands or even a tiny bit of tissue, but just be aware of the oils on your skin. Hey Millie. So you don't really want to have too much of just your own oils going onto the paper, because Bristol board in particular doesn't like it. Okay, 9 viewers. So 3 more minutes and then I'll get cracking. I'm just making sure everything's working. Jess is here if you've got questions, and I might miss them whilst I'm actually teaching. I won't be able to watch the chat too much, and this is more for you guys. Just come and have a go and see what you think. I'm just going to drop this little bunny down a bit more. Yeah, I'm good. Millie, how are you? So yeah, Jess will answer questions if she can. If she can't, she'll drop me a Facebook message and I'll see it up on my iPad in front of me, because I will be facing away from our chat window. Ah, good to hear. I hope your bunny is doing okay as well. So I thought we'd draw a lovely little rabbit, because they're not actually that difficult to draw, really. You can get that cute little fluffiness quite easily, so that's what we're going to aim for today. So we're going to start with that left hand ear. I am right-handed, so drawing left to right is easy and top to bottom. I try not to cover my drawing with my hands, where I could potentially put all those oils on there or rub it off. Oh, bless him. I mean, 10 isn't that old, to be honest, Millie. He probably lasts a lot longer. He got 15, 16 years. So, hey, Blythe, how are you? If you're here to draw, guys, do pop over to YouTube. YouTube, you can put it in 1080p, so you can put it in full HD mode, so you'll be able to see it a little bit more clear. I have just had a little nosy on the Facebook, and it's not too bad. It's not massively blurry, so we may be okay there. But just in case you want that high quality, then do be on YouTube. Okay, I think we'll get going. I think we'll get started. So, hi everyone. Oh, there's 15 viewers now. Hi. Welcome everybody. We are going to get started with this little bunny. So we're going to draw this top left hand ear. YouTube link above. Thanks Jess. Jess is going to monitor the chat for me. So if any questions come up that she can't answer, she'll just drop me a message on Facebook and I'll see it up on my iPad because that's going to be in front of me. I can't draw to save my life. You can if you let me teach you. So again, go through the materials. 2H, 2B, 4B pencils. Got the mono eraser. I've got the blending stumps 1 and 2. A putty eraser, a paintbrush just to smooth brush off anything on the page, and a blending stump cleaner. If you haven't got any of those things but you've got the pencils and the paper, sure, don't worry about it. You can still achieve really great things. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get cracking straight away, is we're going to start off with our 2H pencil. I'm going to, hopefully you guys can see this quite well if I just move it down a little bit and then I'm not too much near the top. There we go. So when we're drawing realistic animals like this, you want to always follow that direction of the hair. A lot of the people that follow me quite regularly know that I say that quite a lot, but it is so important. Now I'll go quickly through a couple of the things that I do with my pencils. So I do right hand and left hand curves. I also I do a lot of swirling, so really gentle swirling, where we just make lots and lots of little circles. Depending if I can see the fur or not, I tend to do that in the eye as well. So you might hear me say like a left hand curve or a right hand curve. So left hand and right hand. And yeah, we're going to do that. And all your fur patterns are all going to have some form of curve. So when we start at the top here, we're going to start with that left hand or right hand curve, sorry. And we're going to really gently with your pencil work our way down the ear. If you've got questions, please do just ask. I'm going to go right up to the edge. I'm going to do very light pressure. And it doesn't matter if your lines go over each other, around each other, or anything like that. Fur is not uniform. So it's always here, there, and everywhere. How's the vision look, Jess? So as we're getting down to around about this section here, the fur direction changes. So then what I'm going to show you now is it comes down like this, and then it starts curving the other way. Thanks, Jess. We'll just gently bring that down. As we come to the edge of the ear, so the hair is actually changing there as well. So where we've got the right hand curves coming down, we've actually got a bit of left hand now joining us just to the tip of this ear. And we're going to put that down as well. Get your blending stump or use a tiny bit of tissue and do exactly what you've just done with your pencil. You're going to follow the exact same direction. Now I'm just going to use my mono here. I'm just going to get rid of my reference line. It's just a little bit too tough and it's not needed. So I'm just gently glazing that around, just getting rid of that. Okay, back onto the 2H pencil. And again, we're just following that round, and we're going to curve the pencil back the opposite way, back towards the left. So we've got right going into a left. It's almost like a long S shape. And we do go over this quite a lot. A lot of questions I get asked is, do I let my pencils be sharp or do I let them blunt? And I actually let them blunt, because otherwise you'd be replacing your pencils so often. Okay, I'm going to go back up to the top. So this side of the ear, the hair is actually coming round like this. So we'll grab that in. You might be thinking, surely it's just easier just to use your pencil and just like rub it in rather than doing lots and lots of lines. And yeah, it probably is easier. However, you're actually creating natural fur by doing it this way. If you're finding that you're getting any sort of arm ache or hand ache, hold your pencil just that little bit more gentle. Hold it a bit further away from the lead. And that will really help. You may find that you just may need to anchor your elbow down as well. Make sure that you're really comfortable. But just try not to grip. Go really, really lightly with your pencil. Any tips for left-handers? The only tip I can offer is to draw the other way. So rather than going left to right, go right to left. That's what I would do. So just as we're coming near the bottom, obviously it's really tricky for left-handers to draw with me. In that respect where I'm saying, just draw the opposite way. You can get a sheet of glassine paper or a sheet of, your tracing paper, and just pop that on the drawing, any parts that you've actually filled in or covered, or even just a standard sheet of paper. And then that way you won't rub it around. You may lose a little bit of your graphite, so you may need to go over some of your darker zones and bring them back. I didn't realise you were left-handed. Are you? So now I'm going to just smudge these in. Again, make sure you're following the same direction. We're going to switch to our 2B in a moment. And just darken that down. So I'm going to go for my 2B now. Honestly, I've never noticed. Sorry, Bex is one of my best friends. I've known her for quite a while. I had no idea she was left-handed. That's hilarious. So we're going to repeat what we've just done now with our 2B pencil. Is we're going to follow this down, just darken it. This is obviously quite shadowed. Hopefully you guys have got the reference photo in front of you as well. So what I'm noticing here is I've got those left hand curves coming down just ever so slightly here, is just switching to the right. I honestly did not know that. It's honestly blown my mind, that, Bex. Completely blown my mind. So it's going to look really disjointed for a while. And it's just until we anchor the rest of the ear on. I don't think I'm getting any YouTube questions. Am I getting any YouTube questions, Jess? Or... I presume everyone's just enjoying drawing. So I actually, when it came to do the line art earlier, I actually missed this edge of the ear. So it is going to be ever so slightly different to you guys. Because I just freehanded it. All quite on YouTube. That's fine. Pretty sure they're just watching. If you've just joined and you're drawing today, you can stick around on Facebook. YouTube, you can put it in higher HD quality. And I do recommend it. Okay, smudge that in. Again, just gently follow the same pattern you've just done. Thanks, Jess. Okay, go back for your 2H pencil. We're going to work and just match this up. So the hair's actually going to meet down the center before it goes off up to the right there. So we almost have like a meeting point just in the middle here of the ear. So we'll just meet it up. Always curve that pencil. If you draw just straight lines, you're not going to have realistic fur. Let me just move. I don't know why that's gone off the screen, but there we go. Now if you've got quite deep reference lines, all you need to do is just really smudge them in with your blending stick, or have them removed from your mono or a rubber, whatever materials you're using today. Just see this as a practice, see what you think. And you've got this reference line here, it's just showing you where the shadowing area comes to an end. At the moment, it still looks a little bit flat, but it won't do. You just got to trust the process. We're only just starting. I'm not sure how many live draws this is actually going to take. I'm going to try and not let it take too many. I didn't really want to pick such a highly detailed animal. Everyone loves a rabbit. Now this is a unsplash photo, so that means it's a royalty-free picture. It also means that you can do as you wish with it once it's finished. I'll try and ensure that we get this done before Easter, which I know we will. So you can make your own cards out of it if you wanted to. Okay, blending stick. Let's give all this a really nice smooth. Now I'm going to really press in because I've got obviously quite a deep reference line there, so I'm just going to really smooth that in. I'm not going to worry that I've lost. You will lose the hairs that you've put down, and don't worry about it. What you don't want is really thick hair, and if you have got really thick hair, don't worry. You can really soften that up with these blending sticks. I've actually got new blending sticks today, but I had to get an alternative pack because the others were all out of stock. So these fray a little bit more than what I like. I'm also just going to go off the edge of the ear bit there because I just want to get rid of that reference line. Just move that out. Okay, so with my mono I'm just going to get rid of the reference line just on the edge there. Like so. Okay, go for your 2B. We have got like this deeper line. Just on this shadow area. What we'll do is we'll bring this in. Hi to anyone that's joining. Anyone's got any questions, you're welcome to ask. I do have an amazing moderator here. She's very clued up on everything that I do. She does a lot of my moderations. In fact, there's 2 moderators here, I think, who do a lot of moderations on my TikTok live streams. So they're very used to a lot of the questions and what answers I give. So you're welcome to ask if you're popping by. Just keep it relevant, please. Though I'm pretty sure we won't have a lot of silliness. If you're drawing with us and you're struggling a little bit with the Facebook feed, do pop to YouTube. Jess has put the links in a couple of times because you can pop it on the 1080p. If you've missed a little bit, don't worry. This is being recorded, so this will be uploaded to YouTube straight after the live draw, so you can catch up. So I'm currently filming a lioness called Malika at the moment for my Patreon students. I'm also going to be making all my tutorials available. I'm just going to clear up my blending stump because it's a little bit frayed. Go for your blending stump, just give that a smooth in. All my tutorials will be available to buy, so you don't have to sign up to anything if you don't want to. You can just buy the tutorial. I will be sorting that out in this next week. And just remember, guys, don't worry if it doesn't look anything like what I'm doing. If it's your first time drawing, it can be a little bit daunting when you look at somebody else's work. Just remember, art is very subjective, and whatever you create is going to be absolutely incredible. The fact that you're giving it a go is incredible. It's so good for the mind, you know, relaxing after what could be quite a tough day, especially if you're a mum like me. I'm going to go for the 4B pencil now. I'm just going to go for these darker zones, following that hair direction. I find art very relaxing myself and quite rewarding as well. But I didn't start like this, you know, some of you have already seen quite a lot of the original work I used to do. This is all practice makes progress. The more practice you do, the more you progress. Practice never makes perfect. All of my students pretty much now say that, which is really nice. Even some of my friends. The term perfect just adds too much pressure to you. So always switch that. If someone ever says it to you, correct them. No, practice makes progress. What I'm doing here, you can see I'm just putting these hairlines down with the 4B. Nice short choppy hairs. And I keep getting asked for colour tutorials, which I will do eventually. I'm just going to do really gentle strokes here. I'm just going to tidy up the tip of my ears, or the edges of my ears here. And the reason I haven't gone straight in for colour, again, those that regularly learn from me will already know why. And it's mainly to do with the cost of colour. The pencils that I use, they're all artist grade. They're expensive to buy because they don't fade in the same way. I'm just going to change my line out a little bit because I say this is incorrect for me, but not for you. Yours is correct, mine isn't. So whilst they fade over time, it's a long time for them to fade. Not everyone can afford to set up the colour drawings. Paper's expensive. Whereas graphite, first of all, is very beautiful. Second of all, is my most popular purchase on my commissions. Because I just find it's just such a beautiful medium to work with. And you get this, like a sophistication to a portrait, especially memorial portraits. I actually find a lot of my memorials are in graphite. There's something about bringing something to life in a graphite drawing rather than a colour. I'm going to use a blending stump now. It's just beautiful. So I may do, well, I will do the odd colour tutorial, but my learning channel is mainly going to be graphite. But I have promised I'll bring colour in next year. Or this year. It is next year already. I'm still saying next year for this year. Oh, hey Molly, how are you? Got my 2H pencil now, and we're just doing a little bit of detail to the edge of this ear. And we'll just come down to the base of the ear now. Ah, no, Nikki can't draw. Ah, okay. Thanks, Jess. I don't know why I didn't come through. Got multi-stream chat on. Ah. No worries, Nikki. It is going to be recorded. So something for you to catch up on. So as we're coming down the ear here, the ear, I always call it the ear, sorry about that. The hair's actually curving over, so the hair's curving over like this. And then as we go around, it starts to curve a little bit the opposite way, but then it goes back as it comes around the edge there. Oh, Molly, I'm good, thank you. You got your flight sorted yet? And they're really curving the hairs, so really curve them. Especially at the edges, at the ends there. Yeah, Jess, I can't actually see any YouTube comments. I don't know why. So yeah, if anything comes through, you'll have to just let me know. It should have come up. It should have. It should show both streams, but it doesn't. So I'll figure that out for next time. So really curve in here, and then it switches. So then we get the opposite way. I don't know if you're in the stream, Marie, but I can't see that at the minute. And here's no... Thanks, Marie. I was going to say, I need to have some context with that message. Oh, Molly, I will catch you up after the live then, definitely. And see where you're at, and I will pen you in a date. Okay, as we're coming down this part of the ear here, the ear here, I'm only noticing it because ever so slightly nervous. Although I've done plenty of live draws before, I don't know what it is about this one. So hair is curving in like so, and then it curves back the opposite way, just like here. Then as we're coming down, we still have that curve. You can see it's taking shape now. This reference line, I'm just going to rub off my reference line. It's completely wrong, so please don't remove yours. I'm just removing mine because it's incredibly wrong shape. Let me just draw that back in. It's there. And I will move the stream up just a little bit so you guys can see that part there. Just going to draw that in like that. That's better. So I want to talk a little bit about tracing to those that are new to this. A lot of my regulars or my friends will know exactly what I'm about to say. Now, tracing is a tool that is designed for everybody to use. Da Vinci, very famous artist, he traced all of his work. Hey Nikki, what's happening? And I want you guys to just, when you're at school, got the hair coming back round this way, your art teacher will have told you, or many people would have told you, it was cheating. Now, it's not cheating. There's many ways that you can say somebody or something is cheating. And try to use different examples because I always use the same ones, but they're all relevant. A gardener using a shovel to dig a hole is cheating. Should use his bare hands, right? Mathematician should use his brain. Or an accountant, when doing your accounts, shouldn't use a calculator. And it's so incorrect. It's not cheating. And what you'll find over time is you'll actually learn proportions of your animals, especially when, as you saw there, where I had a reference line completely wrong. It's just one line, but that one line will affect my whole drawing. But because I'm so comfortable with these animals now, some of these animals, there's still a lot of animals I've not drawn. One being alpacas, another one being reptiles. I'm going to give this a smoothing. That if I do make a mistake, I can see what lines need to be changed, how it needs to look. It's a tool. Those that constantly say that you're cheating, I'm going to get rid of my reference line here, need to give it a go. Because whilst, yes, I've got a very plain line art, it doesn't tell me anything else. It doesn't tell me any other information. I can't wait to see your alpaca drawing. Oh gosh. No pressure there. It's not telling me. It's not a paint by numbers. It's not anything like that. So if anybody says it to you, you know, you're cheating or anything like that, tell them, well, Da Vinci cheated and everyone loves his artwork. And it's very, very true. I'm going to go for the 2B now. Yep, 2B now. And if you don't want to trace your line arts, that's fine. It's more than fine. You do what you think is best for you and your journey. But you will learn the correct proportions, and you will learn all of the things that you'll need to just by getting your proportions correct. You won't get frustrated so much with your artwork because your proportions are correct. So your eyes are in the right spot. It won't be the wrong positions. And plus, if you decide for, you want to go into business with this, you could, or your clients are going to want perfectly proportioned drawings. They're not going to want an eye about 10 centimeters from where it's supposed to be. That's an example. So all I'll say to you is just continue with it, give it a go, and then if you want to learn freehand, do. So I'm going to follow the directions here that we did earlier. With our 2B pencil. I'm noticing my pencil's getting a little bit blunt now. And that's fine. You might be sensing it yourselves. If you want to keep your pencil sharp, do. It won't really make too much of a difference here. In the moment we are going to be using our trusty mono eraser. I'm just going to darken this bit down there. Bex, are you actually drawing or just watching with a brew? I'm very curious. Just at the edge of the head here, it's actually a little bit darker. I'm watching with the brew. Okay, I was gonna say. Oh. It's good fun. So the edge of the ear here, the ear here, is just a touch darker than the rest. Yeah, busy day. Plus the weather was quite rubbish for you again today. I'm just about managing to keep an eye on the chat. Luckily it's not going too quickly, so I can just turn my head occasionally. I'm going to use my blending stump and just soften up some of these lines. Bunny hair or bunny fur is really soft. Anybody that's got rabbits or has had rabbits will know how soft they are. This is why you want to use this blending stump. You still want to have your fur lines, but you want to have a softness to them. You don't really want really harsh lines. I'm going to go for the 4B. Okay, I'm just going to bring the temperature down up here. Just really drop that in. Oh, that's my 2H, that's why that's not working. There we go. What we kind of want is to ensure that this area of the ear is just slightly darker than the rest. Still following the hair direction, still curving it round. If you're joining and not drawing, hi. Hope you're having a good evening. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure you say hello. If you're drawing and it's a little bit blurry, pop over to YouTube, pop it on the 1080p HD, and you should be able to get a much better quality picture. I've got the lovely Jess monitoring the chat tonight in case I get any questions that I might miss, though I can keep an eye on Facebook quite easily. It's just YouTube, unfortunately I can't see your questions and I don't know why, or any. I know you're not actually, no one's actually talking right now, but I can't actually see the chat, which is incredibly frustrating, so I'll try and get that sorted this next week. Keep curving those pencils. This little area here is quite short, choppy hair, fur. Oh, Nikki, yeah, I don't know why Facebook suppresses it. Yeah, 1080p is over on YouTube. You're looking forward to drawing the lioness coming up in March? Give that a nice smooth, and I'm going to bring in our mono. Okay, so with our mono, what we're going to do is we're just going to draw lines with it. So the edges of your mono, mine are a little bit sharp. In my line tutorial, I actually cut the edges a little bit to make it a bit sharper. I'll actually draw the same photo. Oh, bless you. You should give the Impala a go anyway. Yeah, so your edges should be round or square, doesn't matter. You want to use the edges, so you want to like brush with your mono, and that will create little hairs, as you'll witness here. Any former clients watching, these are how your drawings were created. Very intricate, detailed work with a little mono eraser. The other thing to remember, guys, when you're drawing for people is it's very rare that that person will walk up to that drawing and look at it so close. Generally, the only time that they actually do that is when they first get it. After that, the drawing's mainly looked at from a distance. So sometimes you can look at your drawings very close up and think, oh, it's a bit garish. But actually, it might not be. So always remember to just take a little bit of a sit back and look at it. I'm just going to get rid of this reference line at the top. Obviously our animals don't have lines around their edges of their ears or things like that. And say it's mainly only the first time that they see it. And we're starting to get the lovely shape of our little bunny here. You may find that the edges of your mono may become, you may find that it's not really creating any hairs, and that's just where it's a little bit dirty. So every so often just clean them off the side of your page or on a different piece of paper. Exactly, Nikki, yeah, the first time is one of the most important views. But what I want people to realise is that when they're looking at it from a distance, you get that beautiful portrait that you've just drawn. I'm going to give that just a little bit of a brush off. Okay, still got a little bit of, I'm just going to just gently, just a couple of little zones there. Going to use a sharp 2B, so I'm just going to use my electric sharpener. So sharpen up just a little bit. I'm just going to create a couple of hairs just around what we just done with that mono. And there we have a first ear. We'll move straight on to the second ear now. Just gonna, just this little area here, is that just a little bit darker where that, I couldn't open the Impala drawing as it was a funky format. Oh, interesting. Okay, Nikki, I'll look at that straight after this. It might have uploaded the GIF one, which was really annoying. I'll get it converted. Thank you for letting me know. I will sort that out straight after. I'll just make a... Jess, can you just send me that on Facebook, please? Just to remind me to look at Patreon after the live. Or Bex, either, please. Okay, there's our first ear. I'll just give this a minute or two and then I'll move it across to our second ear. And see, that's literally as simple as they come. I actually have, some of you may know, some of you may not, I actually have 4 rabbits. Do not recommend. Right, here we go. Here comes the left ear. I'll make sure that you see that. Oh, amazing. Thanks, Nikki. I will, as I say, I'm hoping Jess might send me this on Facebook. Your live is amazing. Thanks, Marie. Love that. Thank you so much. Okay, let's start off on this, the right ear now. So again, we're going to follow the same hair direction. So I'm going to show you where that hair is going. So at the top here, the hair actually curves over the edge of that ear. It then comes down the ear like so. It goes over like this. It comes over there, but there is a small change just in the center there. It's very, very, very subtle. The hair on this side of the lightness is going up towards the tip of the ear, but then it also then goes up that way. So there's a slight quick change there. Again, it's coming down. Just looking at these hair direction, it's going over and over and over. So actually it's not as complicated on this side. Can you just drop me a Facebook message, Jess, and please just tell me to look up the Impala on Patreon after the live. Otherwise I'm going to forget. Okay, let's crack on. So we're going to curve the hairs coming over the tip of the ear. And it's going to come round like so. Keep your hand nice and light. We are with our 2H pencil. This kind of gives you an idea of how long graphite can actually take. Keep the curves coming in, keep curving in. And this line here is just showing where the shadowing starts. This is where we'll use our 2B a lot on this side. We lost a bit of quality. How's it looking? Because I can just reconfigure. How are we looking on YouTube? I'm just going to have a quick look. It is really quite... I'm just going to reconfigure. 1 second. Let me just bring in the quality back. It's just where I've just switched it. We might just lose a tiny bit of detail. That should be a bit better. Okay. Let's crack on. Thanks, Jess. Let's switch and do our blending. So we'll just move that in. I'm going to just smooth around my edge as well. Just to get rid of that reference line. Just not needed. Again, give that a little smoothing. See you, Bex. Thank you for joining. Okay, back onto the 2H. You can almost curve the pencil coming around the edge of this ear. And you get like a natural roundness to it. So this is where the change is. So it's a very slight change of hair before it heads back to the right direction. Just very gentle. Just literally just there. There's a slight different curve. Okay, before we carry on a bit further down. Just going to smooth off the edge, get rid of that reference line again. Give that a clean up. And by smoothing off the edge like that, you actually get a small haze around the edge of your ear, and that actually is very natural looking. That's why I always do it like that. I'm going to switch to the 2B pencil. I'm going to go through this shadow in here. Now if you guys start to become a bit tired or anything like that, it is recorded. My aim is to finish both ears at least, and then we may start, depending on the time, we may just start a little bit of the head, and then we'll save the rest for another live. I reckon this is going to be about three-ish lives maybe. I do have the next one planned for next Saturday. I'm going to smooth this in. Same time, same place. Hopefully with TikTok included, though that might be an absolute nightmare, knowing how busy it can be on TikTok. There's a tiny shadow here, so I'm just going to bring that in very gently with my 2B. This feels a little bit more civilized than what TikTok probably would be like. Remember that small change just there before it switches back round? Very strange. Very different. You see where we've got this disjointed, we've got darker and then we've got light. We're going to actually just gently bring our 2B into the lighter side. Just gently with your pencil there. Don't put a ton of pressure down. Just enough so then you get more of a gradient, just like that. It looks so much smoother. Just by being that little bit lighter with your hands. I'm going to go back for my 2H, sorry. I'll just finish off down the rest of the ear. Constantly curving my pencils. And we always put a 2H layer down first because it allows a really nice smooth transition with the 2B and the 4B pencil. You can layer quite a lot by doing it that way. You get this lovely smoothness, especially where you're drawing animals. You want that smoothness. I am going to ask those that are drawing. I would love a bit of feedback after the live. I've already had a little bit of feedback already, but I really would love to hear, what you thought of the volume, quality, everything. If you wouldn't mind just messaging me after the live has concluded, it would just help me set up for next week. As constructive as possible. Back on the 2H pencil. This ear seems so much more simpler than the other one. The hair direction just doesn't seem as complicated. The hair is actually curving round this way towards this edge just at as it's coming near the bottom of the ear. I'm going to smooth that in. Again, just going to slightly come off the edge, just get rid of the reference line to the edge of the ear. follow that hair direction with your blending stick, or whatever it is that you're using to blend. These are really cheap on Amazon, so if you can get one for the next live feed, do. If you're thinking of joining my Patreon channel, definitely get them. Definitely a requirement for you to follow along easily. Don't eat all of them. The other half's just walked past with our big bag of Doritos. I want to have nachos.
We don't have any cheese.
Oh, okay, eat them then. I'm going to give that a smoothing. We're getting there to the bottom of this ear now. Hi to everyone who's joining just to watch. Nice to see you. You're welcome to ask questions. I am watching, especially the Facebook chat, I can see that. If you're over on YouTube, I have a lovely moderator just keeping an eye on the chat there. So feel free to drop in your questions. She's quite clued up on the usual questions that I get. But if she doesn't know the answer, she will ask me. We are an hour and 5 in at the moment with this lovely bunny. It just gives you an idea of, you know, the delicate nature of graphite and how beautiful it actually is. Yes, Crystal, not a problem. And there is a full list. If you want to just drop me a Facebook message through the page, I can send you the link directly to where it all is. So it's all up there for you. But I can do that straight after this live, but not a problem. As I say, it has been recorded, and all the lives will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. So you will be able to join in whenever you like. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. So there will be a continuation next week. So if you do give Little Bunny a go and you want to carry it on, you can join in next week as well. Now I do apply for some tickets for a TV show, so it may get cancelled just on the last minute, but obviously you guys will be the first to know, and then rearranged from there. If we're lucky, we might get the tickets, you never know. Just gonna give that smoothing and go off the side here, just to get rid of that line art. Some of the line art you can incorporate into your drawing, especially where it's within the actual subject, but that on the outside can be a little bit more tricky. And we do have fluffy ears, so we will be using our nice sharp 2H very shortly. Oh, sorry, Evie, that was a 2B pencil. Now I'm back on the 2H. Good to see you, Evie. I'm glad to hear that you've come to give it a go. any part where it's really white and we've put no pencil down and I haven't set the pencil, it's almost guaranteed, about 99.9% of the time, to be the 2H pencil first. Then I'll move into the 2B. Very rarely will I go 2H 4B unless it's really dark and we don't need to put a lot of effort in. So the hair here is actually curving round like so. Got right hand curves going on here. A little bit of left hand curves as well. It's like a right and a left, a right and a left. I hope those that are drawing are finding this relatively easy, or at least enjoyable. I'm going to go off the page again here. Back with my 2H pencil just to finish off the zone. So again, we've got these right hand curves here, and then we've got left hand curves coming towards this edge of the ear. Going to give all of that a nice little smooth around, and then I'm going to switch to my 2B pencil. Again, I'm going to just come off the edge here, get rid of that line, and I'm going to chop into that a bit more like so, rather than just a nice smooth line. Okay, onto my 2B pencil. Hi to those that are watching. I'm watching the numbers change quite regularly. You're welcome to stay for a chat if you like. If you've got any questions, you're welcome to put them in either on Facebook or on YouTube. I will be able to answer both. I've got lovely Jess monitoring for me. If you're here to draw, Facebook quality is rubbish. I don't know why it suppresses it so much. So I would recommend drawing over on YouTube. After the live has finished, it will be available to watch for everybody on YouTube to catch up with. We won't be finishing Bunny today. I think everyone might start tiring very soon. I like to keep my tutorials quite short and choppy. I find where we just do an hour now and again is easier. It keeps your mind nice and fresh. We've done a little bit over that, an hour and 11 minutes. So if people do start tiring that are drawing, do just let either myself or Jess know. But we will need a concluding part at some point, because we've all got lives. And I have a toddler that will have me up first thing in the morning. Make sure you're curving that pencil. Try and avoid those straight lines. Straight lines are not good for fur drawings. They've always got some form of curve. And it's very easy to just draw in one direction, but if you actually really look at your reference photo, especially in like this zone, you'll see that the hair actually curves quite constantly onto a left and a right hand curve. And if you don't get that, you won't get that natural round feeling to your ears. Don't forget, art is very subjective, and each of you will be drawing in a very different style to me. You'll have your own interpretation of fur. You'll have your own interpretation of hand pressure. I'm a very, very light hand drawer. I used to be really heavy. So to get myself out of that habit, I started holding the pencil about here, a little bit further away, about halfway up the pencil barrel. And it's allowed me to learn how to be very light with my hands. But there is also a negative around that, where I'm really light. Sometimes my drawings are too light and they could do with a little bit more depth. So it is a habit I'm desperately trying to get out of. So my Patreon channel in particular has really challenged me. The impala horns, for example, that was like, first of all, it blew my mind. Second of all, it was really good practice for me to draw and go over it with darker pencils. But when it comes to things like leather, I'm really quite comfortable reading quite dark with my pencils. So it's really, really handy to learn how to be a little bit more lighter, but also get out of your comfort zone as well. And we're near the end of these ears. I'm just going to go just slightly below the reference line there, giving this a smoothing just so the ear is a little bit level. At the moment it's just not level with the rest of the ear. We're going to use our mono, nice and clean edges, and we're just going to create little choppy hairs. Remember to follow the hair direction, whatever you're doing with your pencils, your blending stick or your mono razor. You want to always follow that direction that you've drawn in. I'm aiming to do a live draw every month. And what I'll end up doing, I think, for a little while is doing more of a, we'll do the odd full animal, and then we'll do lots of like little zones and stuff that I can upload to YouTube as well at the same time. If your mono isn't taking off a lot of graphite, it's just dirty, so just give that a quick clean off. I've got to be mindful of all my commissions as well, so just keep an eye out. Don't forget to, if you've got a YouTube account, just drop a subscribe to my YouTube, so you'll get the alerts for when live feeds will go up, and obviously I'll post them onto my Facebook page as well. But sometimes when you post links onto Facebook, unfortunately, it blocks the algorithm. It's very annoying. It's very frustrating for everybody that uses it for their business. So you may not see it, so just keep an eye out. We've got two lovely little ears there. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to move this around a little bit. Let me just see if I can make this a bit smaller so you guys can see them both. Where's our little bunny? There it is. Let's bring that in a bit more for you. There we go. There's our bunny. Okay, now if you guys want to continue, I will go for another 20 minutes, if that's good. If not, please try and let one of us know, either myself or Jess. I'll carry on a little bit of the hair here. Oh, we're going to do the hair coming off the ears actually. I want to sharpen up your 2H. the 2H pencil is very, very gentle. And what you want to do is you want to just draw very, very, very light-handed. Hairs just coming off. My pencil stroke is so light, you might not be able to see this on your screens, or it might not be showing you. Now the hair isn't uniform, guys, so make sure you're allowing a little bit of a freestyle, very light hairs. You don't want it to detract away from what you've just drawn. It's not a focal point, but it's an important point to the little bunny. Same on the opposite ear. No objections on YouTube. Thanks, Jess. I will continue the live feed so it's an hour and a half. I think that's a nice range, and that's what we'll aim for each live. And that way we get quite a bit more done. And I think it's enough. I think if I went for 2 hours, it'd be way too much. So we'll do an hour and a half. If anybody wants feedback, obviously I've got the groups. So I've got the Patreon group for Patreon users. It is completely for you guys. That page is a safe space for you to post your work, for you to get some feedback, but it'll never ever ever be feedback that would cause you any upset. So bear that in mind. Use the page. I'd love to see your work. I'd love to see what you all get up to. I appreciate that, you know, there's a lot of people that get a little bit worried about it. Don't. Or you can just drop me a private message on Facebook, on my Facebook page, please, not my personal page. I'm more than happy to chat to you about it. But you don't need my approval. I'm sure the work is beautiful. Make sure some of these hairs are just that little bit longer. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to just smooth them a little bit. Just gently, because as I said to you, rabbit fur is incredibly soft. And you want to get that, but you don't want to have really tough hairs. Okay, I'm going to go for our 2H pencil for his little face. He's so cute. I think it's like a Neverland dwarf. It looks like a dwarf. So the hair is, I don't think we're going to be using much more than our 2H for this. The hair is coming over like so, and then it curves here, where obviously the hair here is really curving round over the nose, and it's really curving this way, but then it curves round from this edge of the eye over this side. Hair's coming over like so, Just trying to map this for you so it gives you an idea, bit of a heads up of how this is going to look. Okay, so we're going to make our fur really quite nice and soft, and then we'll use our mono to really make some fluffiness. I'm going to curve our hair over the head with our 2H pencil here. So I'm just joining those ears to the head. And then curving our pencil in. We don't want to go too far in. As I say, the hair direction does swiftly change. It goes quite long as well, so we've still got quite nice short hair here. I'm going to go over a couple of times with our 2H. I'm going to give that a smoothing already. And again, back with the 2H. I say we're not going to be using the 4B here. Probably won't be using the 2B either. We want to be able to remove graphite easily, but we also want a little bit of softness there. Hi to anybody on Facebook. Hi to those on YouTube. Anyone on Facebook that's not drawing, wants to have a little chat, wants to talk to me, you're welcome to ask questions. I can see the chat, so I can answer. Jess is over on YouTube, so anyone's got any questions on YouTube, she will answer you. Or she'll ask me to answer for her, sorry. Depending if she doesn't know the answer or not. Now I know I just said we won't use the 2B that much. We will be using it just for here. So I'm going to use it just to anchor these ears down. We've just got a tiny shadowing just under the ear here. And we are coming to the end. I don't know about you guys, but that was the quickest hour and a half I have lived for a long time. As I say, please do give me some feedback. I'd honestly appreciate it. Anything that would help you guys learn more, if there's anything that I might have missed, anything that I was too quick on. Keep it constructive, please. Be nice, be kind. Give that a smoothing. What you'll find sometimes is when you're smoothing, especially if you're like my blending stump is a little bit dirty. It has taken that graphite I've just put down away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back on, and I'm going to clean my blending stump. You may have got like a little, looks like sandpaper. That's just to clean your blending stumps. And that'll help smooth rather than take away. That's better. Okay, back with the 2H pencil. Ah, Sharon, thank you so much. I don't know if you're drawing, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I really, truly just want everyone to enjoy art, and you know, if I can do these for free, I will, you know, and I'll do as many as I can for free. Those that are already on Patreon, we will be doing some live draws just for patrons. I just need to fill out my time just that little bit more. You know, I have started to reduce my commissions already, just so I can put some more time into Patreon, so you guys can have that little bit more of me. I'm gonna go for my 2B. But yes, I will do as many of these as I can, and we will finish the Little Bunny. I'm hoping for next Saturday. I will, you know, organise it so it'll be next Saturday, 8 o'clock, same time, same place, for us to finish off. I will let you know, guys, know if I can't, because we may get these tickets very last minute on Friday, which if we do, then it'll be the following week. But I'll ensure that I give you as much notice as I possibly can. Just gonna anchor these ears just down that a little bit more, and then we'll finish him off there. Okay, thank you so much for joining. I honestly hope that you enjoyed that, and it was really beneficial. If there's anything that you guys need, please do let me know. I'm just checking to see where my live feed is up to, so I don't close this live whilst you're all still drawing. As I say, this is going to go, it's going to be uploaded, if it hasn't already done it, onto YouTube, sorry. So it will be available. I'm just going to check this. Yeah, it looks like I've caught up. Fab. Thank you so much. Oh no, thank you guys. I honestly appreciate you guys coming. Crystal, if you drop me a message, I can send you all the info that you requested from me, as well as the link for YouTube. Those guys on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed it. Keep your work safe. Bristol board is not a forgiving paper, guys, so don't bend it. Make sure you put it into your folders or put it in a book or something and just pop it to the side. I say we'll continue next Saturday. And yes, please, feedback would be great via Facebook or email or anything. I'd honestly appreciate it. So yes, thank you, Crystal. I will speak to you guys soon, and enjoy the rest of your evening and weekend, and I'll see you guys hopefully next week, if not week after. See you guys again. Take care of yourselves, and good night.